Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Sri Nur Hayati. I'm gonna present the paper. The title is Character Education in the Pandemic COVID-19 Era from Elementary School Teachers' Point of View. For the introduction, the COVID-19 pandemic requires all activities to be carried out from the home to avoid transmission of this virus. All aspects are affected to follow the government's advice not to interact with society. Likewise, with teaching and learning activities, including teaching and learning activities at the elementary school level, which require teachers to be more creative and take the initiative to maintain the bond between teachers and students through online teaching and learning activities by utilizing existing virtual world channels and social media. Character education is related to building and developing whole individuals, both physically and spiritually, and can be implemented following the national education system in Indonesia. Character is identical to morals, ethics, so that character is the universal value of human behavior, covering all human activities, both concerning God, with himself, with fellow humans, and with his environment, which is manifested in thoughts, attitudes, feelings, words, and actions based on religious norms, law, manners, culture, and customs. This is focused and sustainable so that schools seek to integrate technology with character education that has been embedded in the school culture so that it impacts not only those values needed to make learning shifts, but also those that prepare students to make a smooth transition to learning in primary schools. This study focused on how existing character education in the pandemic COVID-19 era was realized, the problems faced and solutions brought to this from elementary school teachers' point of view. Okay, that's for the introduction, and now let's go on to the literature review. According to argues that the assessment in character education is mental and character. This can be measured by understanding the dangers of corruption in the eyes of elementary school students. Meanwhile, emphasizing character education is being able to access computers for communication in various countries. Students who are familiar with the use of ICT often use computers, how long they use technology, self-confidence in the assigned task, and finally, what is the relationship between this characteristic and student performance. The development of human character continues to develop. This is a challenge for humans to be able to maintain their character and also be able to adapt to the times, because humans are not tools or robots that can work according to an already rigorous program. COVID-19 is a virus that was only discovered in December 2019. This virus is developing in China. However, in early 2020, this virus has proliferated to all regions in the world. Okay, let's go on to the method. The research is a case study method with a post-positivistic, simple research design approach. The selection of research subjects was carried out by purposeful sampling, namely selecting people by considering that these people can provide data following the focus of the study. Based on these considerations, the researchers determined the subjects in this study were 5 teachers from grade 5 and 6 and grade 6 to get an overview of the process of character education conditions At the time of the COVID-19 epidemic, from primary school teachers of Soekarno-Hatta Elementary School in Lampung, Indonesia. The research data were obtained through interviews and documentation studies. In-depth interviews with research subjects carried out data collection. That's for the method. Now let's move to the findings and discussion. The learning process in each subject that is carried out should lead to the information of student character. Ideally, learning activities for character education are to use an active student learning approach. However, during the COVID-19 pandemic situation, the cultivation of character values is minimal. Based on the result of the interview, the quality of character education during the COVID-19 pandemic was felt to be less than optimal. The majority of teachers said that they could not directly monitor the inculcation of character in students. The communication that exists between teachers and students during online learning is just a formality, emotional connection. It is different from face-to-face learning, which can describe the emotional relationship real and clearly so that students understand the inculcation of existing character education values. Learning activities and character education content need to be developed to involve students more actively. Both Dooley and Felton emphasized that content needs to be used through activities that require active participation in making students feel value. The results of teacher interviews stated that there were several obstacles faced by teachers in the application of character education during the COVID-19 pandemic, including first, the teacher cannot supervise the process of implementing character education in students while at home. The teacher cannot conclusively conclude a comprehensive understanding of students toward the cultivation of character education that the teacher tries to apply to teach materials. The teachers cannot confirm whether student understanding arises from their awareness or not. So for the conclusions, character education in primary schools continues to be carried out amidst the COVID-19 pandemic. Limited space and communication causes teachers to have a little difficulty in planning, implementing, and evaluating technology-based character education learning. Okay, uh, for my that's my presentation. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi